students, welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to learn about LA-LR1 parser. In the previous sessions, we learned about various LR parsers like LR0 parser, SLR1, CLR1, and in this session, we are going to learn about the LA-LR1 parser. And here you are going to learn about what is a LA-LR1 parser. And the objective of this session is we are going to understand what is the concept of LA-LR1 parser, and after this session you are going to learn how to perform the LA-LR1 parsing if a string is given to you. And come to the contents of the LA-LR1 parser. The input is loaded onto the input buffer, and by using the stack data structure we are going to perform the LA-LR1 parsing algorithm by using this parse table. And if the parsing is successful, it is going to generate the output as the parse tree or syntax tree. If the parsing is not successful, it is going to generate the error. The terminology of LA-LR1 parser. As we discussed in the previous session, to construct the CLR1 and LA-LR1, we need LR1 canonical item set. Okay. Next, we are going to apply the closure and go to operations as like the previous LR parsers, and these are to be used to construct the LR1 canonical item sets. And by using the help of this canonical item set, we are going to construct the parse table. With the help of parse table, we are going to perform the parsing process of LA-LR1 parser. So we are going to find the augmented grammar by adding the augmented production to the given grammar, and by using the closure and go to operations, we are going to construct the LR1 canonical item set. And by using this LR1 canonical item set, we are going to construct the parse table, which consists of two parts named as action part and go to part, where action part consists only the terminal symbols and the go to part consists the non-terminal symbols. And finally, by using the parse table, we are going to perform the parsing process. Remember, all the shift and reduce operations are to be placed in the action part only. Go to part only consists some state numbers depend upon the go to operations on a particular item. The difference between CLR1 and LA-LR1. As we discussed earlier, the difference is only in the construction of parse table. The parsing process is common for all the LR parsers like LR0, SLR1, CLR and LA-LR. For all the parsers, the parsing process is same. Only difference is in the construction of the parse table. Remember, the shift operations are common for all the LR parsers. The only difference is how to place the or where to place the reduction operations. In LR0 parsers, we place it at the entire row. In SLR1 parser, we place the reduction operation at the fall of the left hand side non-terminal. In CLR1 parser, we place the reduction operation at the look ahead symbols. In LA-LR parser also, we are going to place the reduction operation in the look ahead symbols only. But in the LA-LR parser, we are going to combine the two items which consist the same productions but with different look ahead symbols. For example, if a item consists a production like A tends to A dot, comma some look ahead LA1, and another state is A tends to some A dot with some look ahead 2. So you can find there are two items or two states which consist the same production A tends to A dot, but here the look ahead is different, here the look ahead is different. So no need to keep these two items at two different states. Combine these states to construct the new more state named as A tends to A dot, and no need to write this look ahead separately, write LA1 by LA2. That means this item or this state now consists the same production with the two different look ahead symbols. So this is the only thing we are going to perform in the LA-LR1 parsing. and it will reflect in the LALR1 parts table only. The canonical item set construction is similar for CLR1 parser and LALR1 parser.
Hello students, in the previous session we learned about CLR parsing process. Here now we are going to discuss about LALR parsing. So what is the difference between CLR and LALR? Nothing but in the canonical item set you can find I4 and I7 are seems to be same. That means both are consist of same final items, same productions with different locates. So now we are going to combine these I4 and I7. So what you have to write? Instead of writing I4 and I7 separately, we are going to write I47 or I74. Like that, you can observe I3 and I6 both are seems to be same. The same productions are there, but the only difference is the locates. So instead of writing I3 and I6, we have to write I36 or I63. Like that. The same thing is exists in the I8 and I9. So instead of writing I8 and I9 separately, we are going to write I89 or I98. So now we are going to convert the CLR parts table to LALR parts table, or now we are going to construct the LALR parts table. Okay. Okay. Now, as we discussed, instead of writing I3 and I6, we are going to write I36. So here I3 is there, here I6 is there. So no need to keep these as 2. So we are writing I36 and this is S36. Okay. Here also I36. Okay. Fine. Now come to the next one, I4 and I7. So instead of writing I4 and I7 separately, we have to write as I47 or I74. So I47 or I74. Fill the same thing in wherever existed. I36. This is also I36. This is S47, S47, and this is S47. Okay. We filled the S47. Now come to the I8 and I9 also. We have to do the same thing. So here it is there. So write 8. Here 8. So we wrote I3 or I6 as I36, I4 or I7 as I47, I8 or I9 as I89. So now you can find some duplications. I36, I36. These are seems to be same. The same shift operations here. So no need to keep these two lines. So instead of keeping the same duplicate lines, remove one line. So I remove the one line. Now come to the next one, I47 and I74. You can see here I47 and I74. So this is R3, R3, here also R3. So what you have to do? We have to combine these I47 and I74. So what you have to do? We have to write the R3 operation here. That means we are combining the I47 and I74. Okay. So now it seems to be the duplicated one. So no need to keep the duplicated lines. So please remove them. Okay. Now do the same thing for I89 and I9. So I am writing as I89, I89 or I9. So what you have to do? We have to write R2 operation here and we have to copy the same operation to this line as R2 and R2. So these two lines are seems to be same. So no need to keep these duplicate lines. Instead of two lines, we have to write only one line. So we combine the various states which consist of the same production but with different look aheads. So now you may ask a question. While combining these states, we are writing S36, S47 like that, but we are not writing R36 or R47. Why? Because these are the reduction operations. All the reduction operation, these numbers are depend upon the productions in the given grammar. In the given grammar, there are only 3 productions are there. So we cannot change this number. So this is the LA and the parsing table. Here also the parsing process and the parsing algorithm all are same. Thank you.
In this session, we learned what is a LALR parser and what are the terminology in LALR parser and how to construct the LR1 canonical item set which is used in LALR1 parsing and the entire LALR1 parsing process. Thank you.